Now we're going to pop for Rome for a minute. When two British couples were charged £54 for 4 ice creams while on holiday in Rome last week, it left a bitter taste.
Yeah, it seems though they're not the only tourists being caught out by extortionate prices in European cities. So our travel expert Simon Calder is with us to tell us how to avoid getting ripped off abroad. And also joining us this morning, Roger and Wendy Bannister, two of the group that were hit with that huge bill.
I'm going to talk to them in just a moment. First, though, we've been to 3 European cities, Madrid, Rome and Budapest, to see if tourists there feel they're getting a fair price.
This is the Plaza Mayor, one of the most beautiful and one of the most touristy parts of Madrid. And the cafes here are some of the most expensive.
For a coffee, simply a café con leche, €3–4. For anything more fancy, well, you know, we'd pay 5, wouldn't we? But not more than that.
But we think that's reasonable.
Yeah.
There's some extreme prices and there's reasonable prices. So you just have to look around. You can't just sit anywhere you want.
Well, if you live there for a while, you know how to put the accent on, don't you? To get the locals' price.
You just get over it, you budget for it, you know, and you just don't go again to the place.
A drink of beer in the Piazza Navona. I was surprised at the prices there.
Somebody's trying to take me for a ride. It's easy just to say no. I know no in about 10 different languages, so that's the approach I tend to take.
The main street, the prices are a lot higher than other parts of the city.
I'm not sure if I'm getting ripped off at these at the tourist places, but all in all, I'd say it's quite cheap in here.
Sometimes you order something without looking on the menu, and then it can be quite tricky what you pay.
Ah, well. So as we mentioned, Roger and Wendy Bannister with us, and also Simon Calder. So, Roger, you're the man who shelled out £54, €64 for 4 ice creams. The restaurants said they were especially big. Were they?
No, they weren't big.
How many scoops in each one?
How many? 3 scoops, but no different from what we received on the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday or the Saturday. After lunch, we just have a little walk around and take in an ice cream. Every place. I mean, the lady asked. She said, "Oh, maybe that it was an expensive area." No more expensive than any of the other areas. The scoops were the same. The prices were there. €3, either €2.5, €3.5. Just pick the flavour, no problem. This place, there was no price. The difference was there was no prices.
Yeah.
Right. OK, and so Wendy, let's just establish, were they particularly delicious ice creams? Was that what, or was it actually that you were just taken for a complete ride?
I think we were just taken for a ride. We were in on the Spanish Steps, and we'd had lunch previously, and we were just looking for somewhere for an ice cream, which we'd done previously.
And Simon, presumably, the Spanish Steps, it is a particularly pricey part of Rome, isn't it?
Well, it is, although there's lots of very good value places to eat and drink. This particular snack bar, the Cardesi in Via di Propaganda, actually has quite a lot of previous. If you look on the various travel forums, it's got all kinds of accounts of people paying a fortune for it. But of course, it's completely legal. And while it might feel like you've had your pocket picked, in fact, what they're doing is perfectly reasonable. If you don't ask the price and they say it's going to be €16, then that's what you have to pay. And of course, something like ice cream, you can't hand it back because it's already melting or you've already nibbled a bit. So, of course, the answer is buyer beware wherever you are. I mean, it feels as though you must have felt a bit like an on-the-spot fine rather than an ice cream.
Well, really, at the time, I mean, Wendy and Joyce, they were served first, obviously, and Stephen. They went outside in a small place, and Stephen said, "Oh, you don't pay there. Don't pay the lady. You have to go over there to the till to pay." So I got my ice cream, tissue around it, handed it to an assistant who was there just while I got my money out, and I asked how much. She had €64. I said, 64
Once you
euros.
paid, actually, some kind of trading standards officer, the whole reason this came to light was because a trading standards officer from the local authority said to you how much you've been paying there.
Well, just carry on, Bill, because we're not. I got 70 euros out. Put the 70. I looked to him for confirmation of the price. So paid the 70 euros. He gave me a 5 back and a €1. Slammed it down on the counter. And put with the receipt, put it away, come outside, and I said to the other, I said, I can't believe it. €64 for 4 ice creams. So,
but Simon, it's not just ice cream, of course, that you can get charged extraordinary amounts for, because just having a coffee you can get charged.
Oh, absolutely. The Café Florian, which is a beautiful 18th century cafe in Venice. I phoned them up yesterday to find out how much their coffee was. A little thimbleful of espresso is going to be €12.50. That's £11 if you're sitting on the terrace. And of course, that's where so many tourists are caught. The price goes up by a multiple of 2 or 4 or 6.
Don't sit down outside.
Exactly. If you stand up at the counter, then you're doing better. But the Café Florian, very expensive. And of course, many other places right across Europe. It's not just Italy.
Good stuff. More from you later.
Yes.
Simon, thanks very much. Roger and Wendy, go and have some refreshment. We won't charge you. No ice cream, I'm afraid. But something else. All right.
And if you